Good evening, everyone. Well, one and everyone is actually the truth, so why not? Good evening, one and everyone, to Awaken Suddenly Live Quick Talk. It's not my fault. I've just taken my Lyrica about an hour ago. Good evening, Janet. How are you this evening? You know, it's really funny. I can really tell when that nerve pain pill that I'm taking stops working. It like literally happens. Boom, and this little conversation this evening came out of a discussion that Kelly and I were having downstairs while we were exercising this evening, and we were talking about things like gratitude and prayer and healing. And she'd asked me a question. She said, "Well, don't you ever like wish to be healed?" And I said, "No, absolutely not." And we're going to discuss a few things here. But first, I really want to explain prayer to everyone one more time. I know we've done this before, but if you're new to this, or you are like Kelly and tend to forget things, this is a great little reminder. Here's what happens, and why these sort of prayers aren't answered. Okay, when we pray from a place of a feeling of a lack of something, when we want something, what we're really doing is we're acknowledging to the universe that we feel we don't have it. And the universe, of course, responds in kind and says, absolutely is your prayer answered. You will continue to experience the not having of it. You will get exactly that. You will get the want of it. Why? Because it's that will teach you. It is that thing that is best suited to help your growth. So when we, implore God because we feel like we're lacking something and we want something, we're not going to get it. Why? Because we need to come to understand that we already have all we need. And until that time, we will experience exactly that, the want of something. You see, because the universe does give us everything. It truly does. The problem is we misunderstand a lot of times what that means. So, what prayer then is it worth praying? And Kelly said to me, for example, well, would you pray to be healed, or wish to be healed? So let's look at that for a situation, and this is the example I gave to her. There's a businessman of 42 years old. He has a wife and he has a couple of beautiful children. He works a very high stress business world job, corporate position, executive position. He's working 60 hours a week. He has a heart attack at 42 years old. And he's in the hospital and he's surrounded by his family and other loved ones and members of the church that he belongs to. And they all pray for him to be healed. And miraculously, he is healed. The next morning, his EKG is just fine. It looks like just prior to his heart attack. And he's feeling like $1,000,000. He comes home, he takes a weekend off, and he goes back to work the next Monday, right back to the 60 hours a week, right back to the same old stressful way of living. Well, the clock continues to tick for another 2 years, and he has another heart attack, except this one kills him. Was the healing worth having in the first heart attack? Big question, isn't it? And I'll tell you why it wasn't, okay? Let's look at that same man again from a slightly different perspective. Instead of surrounding him with people who are all praying for him to be healed, His loved ones and friends and community surround him with an intent to understand their part and to help him understand what lessons, what things are to be learned and what's happened, the whys underneath it. Because, of course, what happens in the physical, the outward manifestation into the physical realm, whether it be through the body's sickness or apparent illness or dysfunction, it all begins in the state of being in here. It all begins within that egoic state. So instead, he's surrounded by people who look at it like that. They look at his diet and they find that his diet is wanting. His friends and family and himself look at his job and find that his job is a big part of why he had the heart attack. And he chooses to reduce the amount of time that he works, take a lesser position that isn't so grand, it doesn't offer so many opportunities, but offers a steady, normal work week and very little stress. He re-engages with his children, and those extra 20 hours a week he gratefully spends with his family and caring for himself. Has that man not been healed now? Was the real issue, which was not the heart attack, healed? Of course it was. So Kelly asked me if I would ever pray for my back or leg to be healed, for this pain to go away, and the answer is never. Not until I have wrung every last bit of experience, every last bit of conscious awakening, every last bit of purpose, every last bit of everything that I am to get out of this, and truly heal from the inside out. Therefore, the only prayer that I ever pray is the only prayer that we ever need or should be bothering to pray. And it's not because our Creator demands our gratitude. It's because our prayers of gratitude become our attitude of gratitude. And when our attitude of gratitude can extend from the beautiful sunrise, the beautiful bird song in the morning, right through to the immense pain that your leg is in from your nerve being pinched, then you have truly come to understand the wondrousness of your existence. Much love to you tonight. Namaste to all of you. That's it. That's all. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care.